reptile. Check him out. His name is Linguini, from Mexico to the Amazon rainforest. Imagine you wake up and see this. This. Whoa. Oh, we got all hung up again. This. This. Look at him. Isn't he cool? This is Linguini. Hey, that's a reptile joke. Isn't he cool? Cool. He is the green iguana. He's called the green iguana because what color is he? He's more orange, isn't he? You know what? The green iguana should actually be a lot greener. This guy here probably did not get proper diet as he was being raised, and a little bit too orange. This guy here, he survives in the rainforest areas from Mexico into the Amazon because of some adaptations. First, his spikes. He feels sharp spikes. They help him. Let's say there's a cat, a jungle cat like an ocelot, and that cat comes along and it wants to attack him. That cat comes on and says, "Rah!" Wait a minute, that's sharp, it's pokey. Maybe that's enough of a deterrent that cat, that ocelot, will leave him alone. What do you think? Maybe it works? Does it look sharp? Are they sharp? No, they're actually very soft. They feel like soft plastic. Really weird. He survives because of his tail. Look at that tail. 3 things. It's a whip, just like Goliath the monitor lizard. It's how he swims. He's an excellent, excellent swimmer. And the third thing, this guy's tail has weak spots. He has weak sections in his tail. Little sections. This guy here, if that ocelot comes along, bites down, pulls really hard on his tail, what happens? It separates. It falls off. Now, here's where it gets really weird. That tail gets pulled and it separates and it falls off, and that cat might look at that wiggling tail. That tail is wiggling all by itself, just a little bit weird. And the rest of the iguana can escape across the jungle floor. Sure, he loses his tail and it hurts him, but he survives to live another day. The tail does grow back, but it's never quite as beautiful as it was the first time. This is quite definitely his original tail. One more thing that helps him, he can climb any tree. He'll go up any tree. He'll go up as high as the ceiling, way up high on a branch, and he'll sit up there and he'll wait. And that ocelot will chase him up the branch. At the last second, right before the ocelot gets him, you know what he does? He fills himself up with air, and he jumps from that high. And when he hits the ground, he goes, oof. I made that part up. He hits the ground, he loses air, and he escapes across the jungle floor. Pretty cool. This guy here, he can survive in an area where there are lots of predation, lots of animals going after him. Linguini, this is not an illegal animal. People are allowed to have iguanas. Is it the right choice for most people? I personally don't believe so. Some people have done a good job and have taken good care of them, but for me, these guys here require a lot of very, very specialized care. They need an area with a big tree and light cycle. They're a little bit difficult to... It's like bowling for iguanas here. Nobody's going to eat for me today. He's very serious, isn't he? You want to see his favorite thing? You know, one more thing that helps him, he has this great big dewlap. Look at this dewlap. You see that folded skin underneath his jaw right here? That dewlap, that's there for display. If he's angry, he does push-ups. He throws a dewlap in and out and in and out. He makes himself look as big and as tough as possible to chase off other animals. I'm working on my very own dewlap too. This guy here used that for display to make himself look as big and as tough as possible. That is the green iguana. That's Linguini. Say bye to Linguini. All right. Here's pretty cool. Did you guys come here to see any specific animal? Did you guys want to see an alligator? And an alligator that you might get an opportunity to touch at the end of the show? Well, actually, we didn't bring one. We brought 2. And this guy here, these guys here, their names are Tim and Allie. And Tim and Allie are some pretty impressive creatures, the largest reptile we have here in North America. This is Tim, and this is Allie, the North American alligator. Check him out. Come out here, guys. I know, not what you're thinking. Thank you. This is Allie, and that's Tim, and these are hatchling North American alligators. This year's hatchling was some of the most beautiful animals in the world. Now, you know what? These guys here, they came to us from Solano County Animal Control. Got a call said, oh, they had some alligators that were found during a drug raid. These guys here were there at animal control. They just came to some wild things, and I just brought them along for one reason, because I think this is pretty neat. You know where these guys get to go next week? They're going to North Carolina. They're going to be released back out into the swamp free in the northernmost part of their range in North Carolina. That's little Tim, and that's Tim, and this is Allie. Let's say goodbye to the alligators. They're cool, huh? All right, you didn't come to see those guys. You came to see my favorite animal I've ever worked with. His name is Izod. Izod is 28 years old. That's not old. He's barely middle-aged. Izod is only about 6.5 feet long, and Izod is only, well, he's only about 105 pounds. One day, he might be 15 feet long and 500 pounds, and I'm going to have to start working out to be able to carry him around. His name, Izod, my favorite creature. Let me go get him. You're about to meet the beautiful North American alligator. Check this guy out. Back off the stage. Let me go down here and get him.
Off the stage.
Alrighty. Come on out here, big guy. Oh, this is Izod. Oh, this is Izod, and he is the North American alligator. Isn't he cool? Now, first thing first, beautiful animal, wonderful creature, yet the first question always is, Gabe, why doesn't he bite you? Well, at this time of the year, you know what the answer to that question is? No, because at this time of the year, he only bites Dodger fans. Actually, you know what? Actually, he doesn't watch much baseball, but that would be such a beautiful world. Now, this guy here, he floats along the swamp with just his nose, his eyes, his ears, and some of those bumps sticking out of the water. When he floats on really still, when he floats on really quiet, what does he look like?
A log.
Like a log, a branch. Fish and frogs, they swim up right in front of his mouth. Not such a good idea. He hunts by camouflage, waiting for those animals to come to him. Now, some things to help him. First, look at his nose. You see this little bump right here? He can see the tip of his nose, and he can breathe. Just a little tip. His eyes, oh, his eyes are cool too. I'm going to close his eye, and when his eye opens back up, you're going to see a lens move sideways. I'll show you guys first, and then I'll turn his head for this side. Watch his eye. Watch this. He has a clear membrane. He has a clear lens. Basically, it's like a built-in pair of swimming goggles. The water in which he lives, this is not crystal blue pool water. This is dirty, silt-filled water. He doesn't want that stuff in his eyes. Nature's given him a clear lens. He can see underwater as well as above the surface of the water. This guy is an amazing survivor. He can eat one dinner, and he can live for an entire year off of that one meal. He can hold his breath. Everybody hold your breath. For more than a day. No, keep going. We'll check back tomorrow. Actually, you can let your air out. This guy here is an amazing survivor, but even though he can survive like this, we almost got rid of the alligators because of their hide. They were pushed towards extinction because of this wonderful skin. In today's world, you know what? I think we can make that fake leather, that pattern on fake leather or on leather itself. There is no reason to take the wild creatures for their hide. Izod is doing really well. They've been protected. Now there's so many alligators in Florida and Texas. People get up in the morning, look out in their backyard. You know what they see in their backyard? Wouldn't it be so cool to wake up and see an alligator? Or go to school and see an alligator out on the playground? And then watch your principal try and chase it away? Hey, you guys want to see inside his mouth? All right. I'm opening his mouth. I want you to look at two things. Number one, his tongue. He has a big white muscle tongue. And number two, I want you guys to look at his throat. You're not going to be able to see in the alligator belly. His throat is closed. That way when he catches the fish or frog, he does not fill his belly up with water. So watch this. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, everybody sit down up front here. Natives are going to get restless here. All right, here we go. Go open the mouth. Actually, I've never done this before, but I saw it last night on Animal Planet. I'm just kidding. We've done it once or twice. Okay, open the mouth. Here we go. Ready? Open the mouth. Oh, you know what? This drum mouth is so strong that about 2,000 pounds per square inch of crushing power to open up this mouth, I'm going to need some